Definitions. 1. Actual cost. Contractor's actual cost to provide labor, material, equipment, and project overhead necessary for the work. 2. Air temperature. The temperature measured in degrees Fahrenheit, degree F, in the shade, not in the direct rays of the sun, and away from artificial heat. 3. Arterial highway. A highway used primarily for through traffic and usually on a continuous route. 4. Award. The city's acceptance of a contractor's bid for a proposed contract that authorizes the city to enter into a contract. 5. Bidder. An individual, partnership, limited liability company, corporation, or joint venture submitting a bid for a proposed contract. 6. Bridge. A structure, including supports, erected over a depression or an obstruction, e.g. water, a highway, or a railway, having a roadway or track for carrying traffic or other moving loads, and having an opening measured along the center of the roadway of more than 20 feet between faces of abutments, spring lines of arches, or extreme ends of the openings for multiple box culverts. 7. Call-out work. Contracts, or work items in contracts, that require a contractor's response on an as-needed basis. 8. Certificate of insurance. A form approved by the city covering insurance requirements stated in the contract. 9. Change order. Written order to the contractor detailing changes to the specified work, item quantities, or any other modification to the contract. 10. City or City of San Antonio. The governmental entities that comprise the City of San Antonio. 11. Construction Bulletin CATX-DOT Manual of Procedures for Driving and Test Loading Piling. 12. Construction Bulletin C9TX-DOT Manual of Procedures for Constructing and Test Loading Drilled Shafts. 13. Consultant. The licensed professional engineer or engineering firm, or the architect or architectural firm, registered in the state of Texas and under contract to the city to perform professional services. The consultant may be the engineer or architect of record or may provide services through and be subcontracted to the engineer or architect of record. 14. Contract. The agreement between the City of San Antonio and the contractor establishing the obligations of the parties for furnishing of materials and performance of the work prescribed in the contract documents. 15. Contract documents. Elements of the contract including but not limited to the plans, specifications incorporated by reference, special provisions, special specifications, contract bonds, change orders, and supplemental agreements. June 2008 Definition of Term 16 Contract time. The number of working days specified for completion of the work including authorized additional working days. 17. Contractor. The individual, partnership, limited liability company, corporation, or joint venture and all principals and representatives with which the contract is made by the city. 18. Control of access. The condition in which the right to access of owners or occupants of abutting land or other persons in connection with a street, roadway, or highway is fully or partially controlled by public authority. 19. Cross-sections. Graphic representations of the original ground and the proposed facility, at right angles to the center line or base line. 20. Culvert. Any buried structure providing an opening under a roadway for drainage or other purposes. Culverts may also be classified as bridges. 21. Date of written authorization. Date of the written work order authorizing the contractor to begin work. 22. Detour. A temporary traffic route around a closed portion of a road. 23. Department. The Texas Department of Transportation, TXDOT. 24. Departmental Material Specifications, DMS. Reference specifications for various materials published by the TXDOT Construction Division. 25. Direct traffic culvert. Concrete box culvert whose top slab is used as the final riding surface or is to have an overlay or other riding surface treatment. 26. Engineer. The Capital Improvements Management Services, CIMS, Director of the City of San Antonio or the authorized representative of the CIMS Director. May also be the Public Works Director of the City of San Antonio or the authorized representative of the PW Director. 27 Hazardous materials or waste. Hazardous materials or waste include but are not limited to explosives, compressed gas, flammable liquids, flammable solids, combustible liquids, oxidizers, poisons, radioactive materials, corrosives, etiologic agents, and other material classified as hazardous by 40 CFR 261, or applicable state and federal regulations. 28 Highway, street, or road. General terms denoting a public way for purposes of vehicular travel, including the entire area within the right-of-way. Recommended usage in urban areas is highway or street, in rural areas, highway or road. 29 Inspector. The person assigned by the engineer to inspect for compliance with the contract any or all parts of the work and the materials used. 30 Intersection. The general area where two or more highways, streets, or roads join or cross, including the roadway and roadside facilities for traffic movements within it. 31 Island. An area within a roadway from which vehicular traffic is intended to be excluded, together with any area at the approach occupied by protective deflecting or warning devices. 32 Licensed professional engineer. A person who has been duly licensed by the Texas Board of Professional Engineers to engage in the practice of engineering in the state of Texas, also referred to as a professional engineer. 33 Limits of construction. An area with established boundaries, identified within the highway right-of-way and easements, where the contractor is permitted to perform the work. 34 Local street or road. A street or road primarily for access to residence, business, or other abutting property. 35 Manual of testing procedures. TXDOT Department Manual outlining test methods and procedures maintained by the Materials and Pavements section of the Construction Division. 36 Median. The portion of a divided highway separating the traffic lanes in opposite directions. 37 Milestone date. The date that a specific portion of the work is to be completed, before the completion date for all work under the contract. 38 National holiday. January 1st, the last Monday in May, July 4th, the first Monday in September, the fourth Thursday in November, December 24th, or December 25th. June 2008 Definition of terms. 39 Non-hazardous recyclable material, NRM. A material recovered or diverted from the non-hazardous waste stream for the purposes of reuse or recycling in the manufacture of products that may otherwise be produced using raw or virgin materials. 40 Notification. Either written or oral instruction to the contractor concerning the work. Voicemail is oral notification. 41 Pavement. That part of the roadway having a constructed surface for the use of vehicular traffic.